stopped operating or stopped becoming part of you. Because actually, as a new energy being, you create the certain energetic function of the thyroid, but it's at a higher level. So don't try to recreate the old one, is what I'm saying. Allow a new one to be created. Just tell your body that you're ready, and tell your consciousness, your essence, that you're ready. Allow this whole principle of what we call standard technology to go to work. Your body and your mind, spirit, and us all know what to do. If you just make a choice, you let them know what it is that you're choosing. Then back away from expectations, because part of you is expecting actual physical organ to regrow itself. But as you and many other Shambha will come to know, it doesn't necessarily have to physically regrow. A much more dynamic, energetic type of functionality will come into play. It's not a chakra either. It is we call it a new energy, non-physical thyroid that is much more efficient. So, give permission to your body to do what it already knows how to do. Thank you.
Dear Shambha and great wise men of Crimsoncircle, you know how much you are appreciated and how your inspiration and teaching has kept me going, especially lately. So thank you for that. But
you could stop right there.
South Africa and Africa as a whole seems to be slipping even further back into 3D rather than ascending into new energy. It seems that the promise of a new way of solving racial and political conflicts and inequalities are embodied by Nelson Mandela has vanished. Corruption, violence, criminality, and ethnic and racial intolerance seem to be increasing. Is this just ping pong? Why is this being chosen and created by the people of this region? I try my best to not make it my stuff and stay behind the short wall. Sometimes this is easier said than done. Your insights would be much appreciated.
Indeed. Excellent question, and here we invite you to be looking at and feeling one level of consciousness. And often as humans you get attracted to feeling what would be the darker energies or the more difficult, the sadder energies. Because in an energy way, they scream out loud, they're more apparent. But when you dive into the energy of Africa, dive into that and discover that at a very, very beautiful but deep level, there is a spiritual renewal taking place. Not just for Africa, but there are those who say that Africa is the birthplace of humanity. There's another type of birthing, spiritual birthing, that is taking place beneath the surface. It has tremendous potential, but what is on the surface right now, what is attracting the attention is the inequity, is the poverty, the disease, and the sickness. Go into a deeper level. There's something very, very beautiful happening there. One of the whole things about opening your consciousness, becoming aware, is to be without the judgment, and also to be without just going into one layer. It's easy to get kind of pulled into that, but to go into all the layers, because there are some very beautiful things happening in this land of Africa. Africa for such a long time has absorbed many of the very dark energies of Earth and humanity herself. But there's an incredible beneath the surface transformation. Go back and visit. Go back and visit, and you're going to see and feel exactly what I'm speaking about. Watch what happens in this area. Thank you.
Comments? As you probably know, my grandmother had passed away not too long ago. And in one of the shouts, they said that she was dancing on top of the table and playing cards. And playing cards was her favorite thing to do. My question is, ever since she passed away, she's been contacting me repeatedly about her will. She made up a will. And, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sound asleep, really good sleep. And boom, my eyes pop open, and the first thing that pops into my head is my grandmother's will. Can you please tell me what it is she wants me to do? She speaks to me more now than she did when she was alive.
For several reasons. One is she's lonely and you're asleep. What a great opportunity to talk. You're aware, and most of the other members of your family, I'm sorry to say, are not aware. So she's just hanging around. She'd love to talk. So before we get into this whole thing of the will with her, just chat with her about anything. She would just like to feel acknowledged right now. Those beings on the other side who she was initially playing cards with and dancing with, they've gone on. So she's just hanging around. Talk to her about why she's hanging around, why she's staying. And then at some point she'd be happy to tell you more about this will. And I don't think it would be appropriate for me to get into that. I think it would be better if the two of you talked. But more than anything, get the hint here that she needs somebody to tell her it's okay to go on. Thank you.
Goodbye. I would like to ask you about death. On this side of the veil, it carries such sadness, has devastating effects on people's lives, particularly those who don't understand soul choices and even those who do. When we're planning our lives on earth, do we choose to experience loss of loved ones? Some people seem to experience so many losses, and even when the bigger picture can be understood, it can still leave such a deep imprint of loss and sadness throughout the rest of the human life. I know on your side of the veil it is experienced and viewed so differently, but I can't envision a time when humans will truly celebrate in their heart the passing of a loved one. With reference to my personal experience of loss, while I feel I understand the experience from the soul perspective, and I know it was the choice of the person to leave, I still feel the impact a year later. I understand that I can communicate with him energetically, but it doesn't seem the same. I still wonder why I chose the experience of such a powerful, short-lived connection. In that regard, it doesn't make sense to me. So if I can't fully process the experience in my heart, how can those who haven't awakened do this? And I wonder how the new energy can assist humans in their grief.
Loss and the grief is a very, very real thing. And it would be quite a denial to say that it doesn't exist or to try to block it off. There is a soul-to-soul connection as well as a human-to-human, and it is one of those things that we would encourage any Shambra, any human, to actually allow themselves to feel that loss. Generally, when the sense of grieving goes on and on, as it has in your case, is you're not letting yourself totally feel the loss. Part of you is saying that you have to be strong, you have to let go, you have to be spiritual, you have all this Shambra training, so why would you possibly feel